Welcome to my channel Cyber Network Hacking. It's not just for guys in hoodies hunched over computers anymore. Think about it. That phone in your pocket? It's a powerful computer. And guess what? It can be used for hacking too. Yeah, you heard me right. Hacking Wi-Fi with just a phone is a real thing, and it's getting easier all the time. We're talking about tools like Kali Nethunter and Hijacker. These aren't your grandpa's hacking tools. They're sophisticated, powerful, and surprisingly accessible. In the wrong hands, they can crack Wi-Fi passwords, steal your data, and wreak havoc on your digital life. Sound scary? It is. But don't worry, knowledge is power. By understanding how these tools work and the risks they pose, you can protect yourself. We're going deep into the world of mobile hacking. We'll break down the techniques, the dangers, and most importantly, how to stay safe. So buckle up. This is the wild world of phone hacking, and it's closer than you think. Let's talk about Kali Nethunter. This isn't some obscure app, it's a full-blown operating system for your phone. Think of it like Android, but for ethical hackers, and the not-so-ethical ones. What makes Kali Nethunter special? Tools, man. It's packed with them. We're talking about network scanners, password crackers, vulnerability finders. It's like a Swiss Army knife for digital security professionals. And guess what? It can run right on your phone. Now, before you freak out, Kali Nethunter is legal. It's designed for security testing and education. But like any powerful tool, it can be misused. In the wrong hands, it can be used to exploit vulnerabilities and gain unauthorized access to Wi-Fi networks. So, you're probably thinking, how do I get my hands on this Kali Nethunter thing? Well, it's not as simple as downloading an app. It requires some technical know-how. You need to root your phone, flash a custom ROM, the whole 9 yards, not for the faint of heart. Now let's talk about Hijacker. This one's a real doozy. It's an app, see? And its sole purpose is to steal Wi-Fi passwords. No sugarcoating it. It's nasty stuff. Here's how it works. Hijacker tricks your phone into thinking it's a legitimate Wi-Fi network. You know, like the ones you see at Starbucks or the airport, but it's a trap. Once you connect, Hijacker swoops in and steals your login credentials. Think about that for a second. All those times you've connected to public Wi-Fi without a second thought, you could have been handing your passwords to a hacker on a silver platter. Scary stuff. But here's the kicker. Hijacker isn't some super secret hacking tool. It's readily available online. Anyone can download it and use it for malicious purposes. That's the scary part. Alright, let's get into the nitty-gritty. How do hackers actually use Kali Nethunter and Hijacker to hack Wi-Fi? It's simpler than you might think. First, they need a phone running Kali Nethunter. Remember, that's their hacking hub. Next, they fire up Hijacker. This is their weapon of choice. Now, they're ready to hunt for victims. They scan for nearby Wi-Fi networks, looking for easy targets. You know, the ones with weak passwords or no security at all. Once they found a mark, they use Hijacker to create a fake Wi-Fi hotspot. They'll often give it a generic name like Free Public Wi-Fi to lure unsuspecting users. Here's where the trap is sprung. When someone connects to the fake hotspot, Hijacker grabs their login credentials, passwords, credit card numbers, personal information. It's all up for grabs, and that's it. With a few taps on their phone, a hacker can gain access to your digital life. It's a scary thought, but it highlights the importance of Wi-Fi security. Section 5, the dangers of unsecured Wi-Fi, from data theft to identity fraud. Okay, so we've talked about how hackers use Kali Nethunter and Hijacker. Now let's get real about the risks of unsecured Wi-Fi. This is where it hits home. First up, data theft. Think about all the sensitive information that flows through your phone. Emails, passwords, bank details, the works. On an unsecured network, it's all vulnerable. Then there's identity theft. With enough personal information, hackers can steal your identity and open credit cards in your name. Talk about a nightmare scenario. But it gets worse. Cybercriminals can use your compromised device to spread malware or launch attacks on other networks. You become an unwitting accomplice in their criminal enterprise. And it's not just individuals at risk. Businesses, governments, even critical infrastructure can be targeted through unsecured Wi-Fi. The potential consequences are staggering. Section 6. Protecting your privacy, essential Wi-Fi security tips. Alright, enough doom and gloom. Let's talk about how to protect yourself from these Wi-Fi threats. Because knowledge is power, and a little precaution goes a long way. First and foremost, use strong passwords. I'm talking about a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. And don't use the same password for multiple accounts. That's just asking for trouble. Next up, enable two-factor authentication whenever possible. This adds an extra layer of security by requiring a second form of verification, like a code sent to your phone. And for the love of all that is holy, avoid using public Wi-Fi for anything sensitive. If you must connect, use a VPN. We'll talk more about those in a bit. Finally, keep your devices updated. Software updates often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities that hackers could exploit. Don't be an easy target. Section 7. The importance of strong passwords, your first line of defense. Let's talk passwords, folks. They're the first line of defense against hackers, but so many people screw them up. Weak passwords are like open doors, inviting trouble to walk right in. Here's the deal. Password 123 just won't cut it. Neither will your dog's name or your birthday. Hackers have dictionaries and algorithms that can crack those in seconds. So, what makes a strong password? Length and complexity. Aim for at least 12 characters with a mix of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. Think of it like a passphrase, a string of random words that's easy for you to remember but hard for others to guess. And don't even think about using the same password for multiple accounts. That's like using the same key for your house, your car, and your office. One breach, and everything's compromised. Here's a pro tip. Use a password manager. These handy tools generate and store strong, unique passwords for all your accounts, so you don't have to remember them all. It's like having a digital vault for your login credentials. Section 8. Public Wi-Fi risks. Think before you connect. We've all been there. You're at the coffee shop, the airport, or the hotel, and you're dying to hop online. Public Wi-Fi is tempting, but it's also a minefield of security risks. Think of public Wi-Fi like a public restroom. It's convenient, but you never know who's been there before you or what they might have left behind. Hackers can easily set up fake hotspots or intercept data on unsecured networks. So, what's the solution? Avoid public Wi-Fi for anything sensitive. That means no online banking, no shopping, no accessing confidential information. If you must connect, use a VPN. And be wary of networks with generic names like free public Wi-Fi or those that don't require a password. These are often set up by hackers to lure unsuspecting victims. Remember, when it comes to public Wi-Fi, it's better to be safe than sorry. Think before you connect and protect your digital life. Section 9. VPNs. Your shield in a world of cyber threats. Alright, let's talk VPNs. You've probably heard of them, but what are they, and why should you care? Think of a VPN like a secret tunnel for your online activity. When you connect to a VPN, it creates an encrypted connection between your device and the internet. It's like sending your data through a secure pipeline, making it much harder for hackers to intercept or steal. This is especially important on public Wi-Fi where your data is most vulnerable. A VPN adds an extra layer of protection, making it much safer to browse the web, check your email, or even do some online banking. But VPNs aren't just for public Wi-Fi. They're also great for protecting your privacy at home, especially if you're concerned about your ISP tracking your online activity. There are tons of VPN providers out there, so it's important to choose one that's reputable and offers strong security features. Look for things like 256-bit encryption, a no-logs policy, and a kill switch that cuts off your internet connection if the VPN drops. Section 10. Keeping your devices updated. Don't be an easy target. Here's a simple but crucial security tip. Keep your devices updated. I'm talking about your phone, your computer, your tablet, everything. Software updates often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities that hackers could exploit. Think of it like this. Every time a new vulnerability is discovered, it's like a hacker has found a new way to break into your device. Software updates are like boarding up those holes, making it much harder for them to get in. But here's the catch. Those updates are only effective if you install them. Ignoring those update notifications is like leaving your front door unlocked. You're practically begging for trouble. So do yourself a favor and enable automatic updates whenever possible. That way you'll always have the latest security patches and be less vulnerable to attacks. Section 11. The future of Wi-Fi security, a constant battle. So where do we go from here? What does the future hold for Wi-Fi security? It's a constant battle, a game of cat and mouse between security professionals and cyber criminals. As new technologies emerge, so too will new threats. Hackers are constantly finding new ways to exploit vulnerabilities and gain unauthorized access to our devices and data. But don't despair. The good guys are fighting back. Security researchers are constantly developing new tools and techniques to stay one step ahead of the bad guys. And as users, we have a role to play too. By staying informed about the latest threats and taking steps to protect ourselves, we can make it much harder for hackers to succeed. The future of Wi-Fi security depends on all of us working together to create a safer online world. So stay vigilant, stay informed, and stay safe. If you like my video, please subscribe and share my channel, Cyber Network.